Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I am here with a review for Berserk Boy on PC. Now this released on the 6th of March 2024 from developer and publisher Berserk Boy Games. And this is a fantastic, old school inspired 2D platforming game. If you like things like Metroidvanias, Mega Man, Sonic, there's going to be something in here for you. It's beautiful, it's fast paced, and it just feels, plays, and sounds amazing. Now, before I jump into this review, you can download the demo of this right now on Steam. So don't take my word for it. Get on there and download the demo and try it out for yourself, because honestly, you'll know whether you like it or not more than me. Now, you can play this game with Xbox controllers. It has full controller support. I played it with a controller and it felt amazing, like I was playing it on my Xbox. I hope it does come to Xbox in the future and I'll play it again. Now, in this game you play as this man, I'd say boy, he looks like a boy because he's young, do you know what I mean? And it's like in the sort of semi-distant future. Basically, this mad scientist and his army are trying to enslave the people of Earth, and you play as Kai, who is transformed by this mysterious energy orb that he finds early into the game from speaking to this like talking like bird. So you absorb this energy into you from this orb and he becomes Berserk Boy, and he basically gets like superpowers. Kind of reminds me like Power Rangers where they morph. That's how I see it. Now, you'll take on Dr. Genos and his army across a variety of different levels, and when you defeat bosses, and there are some really cool boss fights in this game, you will eventually unlock new abilities. So this will allow you to have different powers, like there's fire, air, like stuff like that, and you'll use these powers to progress. And also it gives you a reason to go back and replay past levels, because it'll allow you to get into places you couldn't get to before. Now, when I was playing it originally, I did notice on my first run through, I was like, oh, there's some things here I can't get into. And I was trying to break stuff and figure things out for a while. I just couldn't understand why I wasn't doing it. But I did eventually figure it out that it's because you're going to get more abilities and go back into it. Now, the game itself isn't overly long. You'll get through it in about 8 hours it took me. But there's a lot of replayability there. Getting faster times, going back and replaying all the levels again when you've got all the abilities. And honestly, the gameplay itself is really fast paced. It really gives me, like, I was never a big Mega Man fan, but like the look of the game gives me Mega Man vibes. The sort of level layout and how like things are hidden quite well, as well as lots of secrets to be found, remind me of like Metroidvanias. But like the movement and stuff, you're like grinding rails and you're jumping and dashing and stuff. It gives me old school Sonic vibes. And with combat, you can sort of like slam into people and then do an attack of sort of ability on them and things like that. It's really, really simple, but it's like really fast paced, and you just keep going and going, and you sort of chain your combos together and stuff like that to fill up your meters, which then allow you to unleash like massive special attacks as well. Now, in between levels, there's also like a upgrades area where you can increase your abilities, your health and stuff like that by spending the tokens you collect during the levels as well. Now, there's also hidden missions you're able to unlock along the way, which gives you even more replayability to it. And this, like I say, this game sounds amazing, and that's because the music is by T. Lopes, who did the Sonic Mania soundtrack. He also did stuff on like Streets of Rage 4, Metal Slug Tactics and stuff like that. The soundtrack is amazing. The game looks great. The pixelated retro graphics look, and the animations are super smooth and everything like that. It runs and handles fantastically. There are some like voice acting segments in it as well. Not every like line is voice acted, but there are like voice acting segments. And there's also multiple sort of play styles depending on how you want to play. You can have one with like unlimited respawns and stuff like that, or you can play a bit more like hardcore old school mode. So it all depends on what you're looking for. But I must say, this game is a ton of fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. And I sometimes don't get along with like retro 2D platformers because they can be quite difficult, sometimes quite grindy. But this one, like I say, it was smooth, it played great, it looked great. It just ticked all my boxes. And like I say, I'm still playing and going back and playing it now. So fingers crossed it comes to Xbox and PlayStation in the future. I believe it's out on Switch as well. On Steam, you can pick it up for $15.99 normally, but there's currently a sale for the next week where you can pick it up at 10% off, and it's £14.39. So check it out. This is one of the best sort of retro-inspired modern platformers I've played in a long time. The combat is satisfying, the sliding and grinding on rails is really fun, and the look and sound is phenomenal. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.